hottest station is now live for your enjoyment with host iamBranded.
That's my man. That's my man. Let's go get this thing started. This is Charles. I am Brandon Madison of Nexxlegacy Radio, and I'm here with my homeboy, my guest. I had the opportunity to check this man's single out that, you know what I'm saying, we got a mutual connect. She plugged me with this guy. I heard this man's music. I was like, yo, all right, we gotta connect. We gotta talk. Not just about his music career, what the fuck he's got going on, all that good shit.
Yeah.
So if y'all are just now tuning in, or will be tuning in actually, who want to listen and get to know this man, this is a perfect jump on period for everybody to tap in. So I want to welcome my man NUK to Nexxlegacy. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what up, though, bro? How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Man, I'm good. I appreciate the tap in, bro. I do. And man, I gotta tell you before I start asking these questions and shit, man, I'm proud of your grind, man. Listening to your single that I got, I mean, it's on rotation now on this station, bro. Like, I mean, and I just don't. I mean, before I holler at people, and I got access to do what I do, but I'm impressed with this grind you got going on with just that song alone. So we're gonna talk about that, how you got into this business, all this shit. But props, bro. You talented.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man, so the people out there getting to know you, bro, like, tell the people your origin story, man. We want to know how you got started doing music.
So I am the young man NUK, NUK, no E, 2 dots over the U. And, man, my origin story for this music, you know, it runs through the blood. I won't even hold you up. My granddad, Frank Vick, he used to play for drums for like Fats Domino and Muddy Waters and everything out there in Mississippi, you dig? And he was doing that before they made their big break, you dig? So you know, he has some drumsticks in the Mississippi Music Hall of Fame. So I get it naturally, for sure. But
okay.
You know, where it all started for me, for real, me and my cousin Bones, I was about 9, 10, 11, something like that. No, I'll take it back. I've been writing songs since about 9, 10, 11, but like me and my cousin Bones started recording on cassette tapes. And, you know, we just press record and just start freestyling over instrumentals that were on cassette tapes and shit. So you dig, and that's kind of like where the spit came from. We started taking this shit serious when I moved to Memphis, Tennessee in 2002. I met my man D Kappa. We went to the same school, Oak Haven High School, and my man D Kappa, he already had a group down there, the Thug Figures, Magnum 44, Ease Diablo, and King Keezy, and they you know, they welcomed me in coming from Michigan, and you know, honestly, my man D Kappa, he taught me how to structure songs, you know, make verses and count my bars, and you know, even I'm impeccable when it comes to writing hooks, but you know, he taught me how to inject melody into that a little bit. So you know, I definitely give him that credit for what I got going on now. But you know, I left Memphis and went back to Michigan in 2002, and you know, I just been on my own for real grinding ever since then.
Man, how has that grind been? Like, because I know the game is, you know, it's oversaturated. There's a lot of shit going on, and you're just trying to make your way. But I mean, how has the overall grind been for you so far since you made that move?
So it's like it was a lot different then than it is now. You know, everybody and their grandmama for real rapping and making music and everything now. They dropping TikToks and whatever real. But like back when I first started doing it, you know, to have your own recording studio cost a couple $1,000. You did, you couldn't. We just didn't have access like that. You did. So like I hooked up with my cousin who was just plugged in the Metro Detroit area, and he took me around a couple of different places. He bought me some beats and things like that, and we went in, and you know, that's how we got that song with MC Breed, and he worked his magic with that one, and you know, the grind was. It's hard when you don't know the actual business side of the music. You know, a lot of people just think that you rap, and I know I was one of those people that just think you rap and you good, you talented, and then that's how you get on. But like that was not even a tenth of the grind, the effort, the struggle. You know, like, man, once you create that song, there's a whole other machine that takes over from there. You know, being just an artist. You know, and that's all I was at the time. I was just an artist. I was just getting in the studio, writing the songs, recording the songs, performing the songs. But then after that, you know, I let my cousin work his magic, throw his money at it, but I didn't know what was going on. And because I didn't know what was going on, ended up what Cube say, no Vaseline.
Exactly.
Serious, man. It's so serious. Like, you know, at this point, you know, I'm seasoned. I'm highly seasoned, like McCormick's. 20 years in the game for sure, and I know my business. I wrote a couple business books about publishing and royalties. I got a book about 5 things you should know about the music industry. You know, these are all things that I wrote based upon my own experiences, and it's not even saying that I know everything, but these are just some gems that I know for sure. You know, I try to pack it with resources and things that I wish somebody would told me back when I was 17, 18 years old. You dig? And I'm 40 now, so like, yeah, it's definitely a blessing to continue to still be active the way I am. You know, my pen only getting sharper every day. It's not no dog. We not messing with no toothpick over here.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Nuke's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and I always look at the game right now. It's like, you know, it may be oversaturated, but I think the realism of how artists need to be right now, the creativity is lacking. So I'm glad that you are in this to win this, but also create something that's dynamic for the people to consume and shit. So, you know, you talked about this collabo with Breed and how that shit came to be, but isn't like the culture of not just hip hop and music and shit like that is birthed on creativity and what you can bring out to the masses, right?
That part. It's you know, I'm gonna be. This is gonna be the first time I put this out there on a major level, on a mass level. But like, man, I don't even listen to rap, dog. It's not. It's not even. It don't touch me no more. You dig? Like, I'll probably stop listening for real since I don't know, probably like 2010 sometime. You know, the people out there, there was a point in time where everybody was trying to sound like Lil Wayne. Everybody was trying to sound like Jay-Z. You know, everybody was trying to sound like the Migos, Future. You know, like, nobody wanted to sound like themselves. They wanted to emulate this template that they favored. You know, like, and you know, imitation is the best form of flattery, but it doesn't really do anything when you got an art form that you out here trying to push and speak on. You know, nobody's speaking from their own personal experiences. They're just copying the next person's template and using that because they feel that that's what's keeping them winning. So, you know, like, that's my main thing, is just to, man, tell my story. You know, tell you how I see it. Man, we can we could be in the same place at the same time, see the same thing, and then have two totally different perspectives on what we just saw. And that's what my thing is. I'm here to catalog what I'm seeing, you know, and I'm here to relay that to people. And it just so happens I'm gifted enough that I can articulate my thoughts on whatever subject it is, to where it's felt by the masses. It's not just felt by our culture. It's not just felt by the white people. It's not just felt by the Mexicans. It's felt by the planet. You dig? And that's I'm gifted in that nature.
Man, I love that energy, bro, because it's lacking these days. Like, you know, that's the thing that I always want, like, when I'm hosting functions or even doing this radio shit, like, I just want that energy to be authentic, like something that's 1,000% real, and whatever it takes to be able to get the product out there so people can feel. I think at the end of the day, people would respect your grind and your music and your hustle a lot more when it comes from that certain place, right?
I look at it like this, like, like you said, respect. They have no choice but to respect my point of view because it's my point of view. You know,
Exactly.
you can call me a hater, you can call me whatever, but this is how I see things. And like I said, I'm able to articulate it enough to where you're either going to feel it or you're not. You know, and it's not even that goes beyond music. That's just the subject matter. And what I've been noticing, like I said, I haven't really been listening to music like that, and there's very far and few between that spit like how man, listen, I'm old school, dude. I was raised by the Cubes and the Pacs and the Biggies and all that. That's my thing. So I'm in that pocket. So like the new people that's rapping, they not doing that no more. You know, they man, fucked me up when I heard it. They making songs a minute and a half, 2 minutes long, one verse and the hook, and like I couldn't believe it. Like I really couldn't. I was like, yo, y'all really this is where it's at right now. Like you dig? Like so like I can still put 3 verses together. You know, I can write a bridge. You dig? Like people think bridges is something that you go over or under. You dig? Nah, you just little stop importing the song. You dig? So like, and that's like the beautiful thing about me being in the position that I am is the fact that I was able to go through this artist development, and I'm able to hone on to these things that are no longer, you know, like man, it's just not here no more.
It's funny that you mentioned a minute and a half songs. That used to be a goddamn intro for like certain artists and shit back in the day. And let me keep it real too, on some real shit. Like I came through the era where there were like 7-minute songs. I mean, go back and check Smokey Robinson's Quiet Storm. That was 7 minutes and 28 motherfucking seconds, bro. Earth, Wind and Fire had longer than 5-6 minutes.
Dog, well, I think Atomic Dog is like 11 minutes. You dig? Like George Clinton.
You know this. And you know what? It was a whole vibe. No matter where you was, where you been, or what you went through, that was the whole mission. So, I mean, it's different now, and I know people move different now. I was talking to somebody about this before, and I want your thoughts on it. Like, it's different now. Artists are clearly streaming and shit. All that shit is weird now. It's just weird. How you make money or consume content is just hella weird. But now being an artist, you also have to be a brand. So you're not just being just an artist putting music out. You're being a brand now, correct?
That's correct. It's like I said, when I came in with the Breed song, like the Breed song is what put me out there for sure. But like when I came in with that way, I was just an artist. You know, I write the songs and perform the songs. But like now, I write, I produce, I mix, I can't master, but I know somebody that can master. I got to market. I got to do the treatment to the videos. I got to get somebody to shoot the videos if I don't shoot it myself. You know, like, I mean, it's really, really me having total control over that image that I'm putting out, my brand, you know, and I try to keep it as authentic as possible. You know, I'm not out here talking about all the money I made selling drugs or pimping hoes or whatever or not. Like, I'm actually talking about the things that occur in my life, you know, and because of that, you know, it reflects in the things that I'm doing, you know, and there's a lot of things that I don't even put out there that I've been told that, you need to put that out there. You know how relatable that is, but, you know, I'm still a private and personal person. So, you know, like I kind of want to keep some things to myself and let you discover it through the music. But, you know, it's really, that's a part of the, what do they call it? The mystique, you know, that you can hear me speaking, you can listen to the music, but you also really kind of want to know if what I'm saying in the music is matching what my actions is. And that's factual over on this piece.
That's how it was in the music game, like with certain artists. Let's just say Mariah, like Janet. Like, they were sexy without trying to, like, strip down to nothing. You know what I mean? To be able to record or whatever. You know what I mean? They were easy to look at and made you want to know more about their whole game and their body. You know what I'm saying? You could carry sexiness about, you know, a specific female and shit like that too. Like, and the only reason why I'm asking this because I just feel like this, like, the game now is so different. Everybody wants to be seen. Selfies all day, every day. Look at me, look at me, look at me. and that shit's weird. But females in the game used to have this thing about it, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going backwards, like the Latifahs and the MC Lights, like they didn't have to dress down and have lyrical bars or whatever. They were winning. Kim kind of took it into a different realm, you know what I mean? And she elevated it. She was one of the first real ones to be able to just ooze sexual out in records like that.
Yeah.
Now just all the way over the top sexy, you know, you have to have a record about this, that, and the other or whatever. What are your thoughts about female MCs right now, and where do you stand in terms of their growth and development too?
You know, it's and I got to tread lightly when I say this because I don't want to offend nobody for real, but like, I mean, it just is what it is. You know, you got people out there who are really portraying the image of a slore. You dig? A whole complete slut and a whore put together like, dog. That's just all it is. Like, I can't believe it, dog. I don't let my daughter listen to this type of music. Like, for real, I can't even listen to this shit. Like, I ain't gonna say no names, but there's a song about a mop and shit, you dig, and like, you know, like, man, nobody cares about that. Like, I'm not, like, that's man, listen, I don't care how wet you getting, dog. That's not what I'm trying to listen to. That don't do nothing for me as a consumer, you dig, and it's only making me look at you in this certain type of way, you dig. But like, I can't take away from the women out there who actually really do got bars and they putting together these words, you dig. Like, they and I'm not gonna name no names once again because you know, I'm just not trying to put nobody in the spotlight like that. But like, in the same breath, like, there are some women out there who got bars and they really spitting and they holding it down. They got something to say. They out here delivering this message, and like you said earlier, you know, they keep it sexy with their clothes on, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. So like, I noticed that those type of individuals don't get the respect and the props and the forefront and the limelight like how they should, you know, because I mean, it used to be like that, like you said, Latifah and Light, and sure, you know, you can even say Missy Elliott. You know, Missy Elliott, she's probably one of my favorite female artists, like, for real, for that, still kicking it. You dig? I used to love Left Eye. You dig? Left Eye was a spitter. You dig? And like, you know, even right now, you know, Jean Grey. Well, I'm gonna stop right there, just you know, before I start naming names. Like, yeah, like, man, like they be doing it. You dig? They be doing it. You dig? And I give them their props and their respect. You know, it's more so. It's not even about being male or female. It's just about being a strict MC. And they get on this mic and they do what they do. So I respect them. The other people, though, all right, man, listen. It's a time. CeeLo Green said this in an interview one day. He said that the music that he makes with Gnarls Barkley has its own place. He says he doesn't see the music that he makes with Gnarls Barkley being played in the clubs, and that's okay. You know, there's a time and a place for all music. So, you know, I can't just sit here and say that I don't like this music. It's just not where I'm at with it right now. And a lot of these musics that's coming out, male and female, they're hitting at the root chakra. They're not trying to touch the crown.
And it's different, and I always used to, and the only reason why I went down this path, Nuke's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, only reason why I went down that path is because, you know, a lot of people talk about female MCs and their place in this business, and, you know, the same thing I say about females is the same thing I say about males. You got to add more variety to your content when you spitting and shit like that, and as a writer, I think it's important. So, you know, you're a guy. From a male's perspective, do you want to see more like it was back in the day? Like you mentioned Cube and Pac and shit like that. Because to me, they had different phases in their lives, right? In terms of, all right, I got to make a party track. All right, I'm going to make a, you know what I'm saying, something for my street dudes or whatever. You know what I mean? Do you hear enough of that now, or do you still feel like there's more variety that's needed, even on the male side?
I mean, it's definitely, you know, there's a lack of in the game. I ain't gonna hold you up. There's something missing. I can't really tell you what's missing because once again I don't really listen to it like that. But like in the same breath, the things that's prolific out there that are being pushed out toward us, it's all the same, you know. And it's almost like people are using the same ghostwriter because these people ain't writing their own songs. It's like being manufactured. you dig, and being put out there through this machine. So
Yep.
there's a template that they all are following to not just make sales, but make and create music. So
You just said
yeah,
something new. I got to jump in real quick. You just said something that to
yeah,
me is like not just forward thinking in terms of how these people are thinking nowadays, but just real. Like, you got to keep it real. Like, I started hearing about certain ghostwriters. Like, I didn't know until like later on in life that Jay-Z wrote Still Dre for Dre and
right,
Snoop. You know what I mean? I didn't know later that Snoop had a lot of ghostwriters. I didn't know,
yeah,
fill in the blanks with a lot of these people right now. And here's the weird part about it in 2025. People are using ChatGPT and other AI
yeah.
models to be able to write their shit. And there's at least a piece of a problem as far as why it doesn't sound authentic.
hmm I look at it like this. Listen, I've been writing poetry, short stories, and songs since I was probably like 9 years old, and I'm able to get that out. Like music for me is definitely therapy. I'm able to express myself. I'm able to talk about things to a pencil and paper or a pen and paper and an instrumental, and I can get something off of my mind, off of my chest, off of my heart, and out of my soul, and I can
Hmm.
put it towards this music, and like that's me. That's my gift to the world. For me being gifted, I can gift others with that, and I'm able to share my life story, share my experiences, and actually help other people get through it. When you take that away, the fact that it's homegrown, if you will,
Right.
when you take that away, you are in a sense creating this inauthentic essence. Like when you have somebody else writing your lyrics, it's not about and don't get me wrong, I'm not against songwriters at
No
all.
doubt.
I know that there's a lane. I personally have not wrote a pop song before. So if
Yeah.
somebody approached me with a pop song or something like that, maybe I would take it into consideration. Maybe
Hmm.
I'll more so collab with someone before I accept the whole song. But in the
Yeah.
same breath, I can see where that could be necessary if that's what you wanted to do, if that
Right.
resonates with you. Some songwriters like, oh man, I can see NUK doing this, or I can see Snoop doing this song, and they write it with that in mind, and I can respect that. But in the
Hmm.
same breath, like, I'm not going to allow someone to articulate my day to day because they see it that way. Like
Right.
there was there was a song that I just seen. I can't even really get it out to really talk about it like that. But like, I just seen that somebody wrote this song about their day, and then they gave it to Hannah Montana, and or what's it, Miley Cyrus? Miley Cyrus.
Mm.
They gave it to her, and I mean, it was I didn't know Miley Cyrus even was the singer of the song in the first place. But to find
Yeah.
out that someone else wrote that song kind of took away from what she was talking
Right.
about. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like,
I
so
agree.
like
I agree.
like I can't like, I know that's not you. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so like, yeah. And then when you talk about AI, like that's sad because it's a lot of soulless music being
Yeah.
created based
It's turning
upon that AI thing.
robotic, but also I get the co-penmanship on certain tracks or whatever. Like you said, not trying to throw shade on songwriters because songwriters are important. Like we I found out like Peebo Bryson wrote a Whitney Houston song or whatnot. What is it? Fuck, what was the name of that? All at Once or whatnot. Like some of these gems that a lot of people like have written for a lot of these artists is amazing when you hear a backstory behind it. So it's
Right.
necessary and needed. But like you said, there's certain culture, like certain things in hip hop. Like if you start rapping about something that you really and truly is just not really in you to be able to put out or put forward, and it's just different. That's all. It's just it's different. We gotta adjust. It's just one of those things where it comes with it. So let me ask you a question because you're a writer, as well as a musician and shit like that. So are you moody when it comes to stuff that you write? Like if you feeling, if you feeling like real thugged out, you got, all right, I got this moment in me right now, I got to get out. Or if you feeling like, you know what, I got to do something for the ladies, let me go ahead and put this out there for them. Like, is your writing based on your moods during the course of a day?
So, it really depends. It really depends. That's a beautiful way to put it, because like I'm versatile. Like I live this life. We all in the same life together, but I really live this life. If I'm going through it, I'm going through it. And if I can find an instrumental that speaks to me, like the music speaks to me. I actually can see music in color and shapes and shit. So like man, when it can speak to me and we're on the same language and we're on the same wave point, man, I'm going to say something. It doesn't matter if I'm talking to a woman, if I'm trying to seduce a woman, if I'm trying to have sex with a woman, if I'm trying to shoot somebody in the head. I'm like I can get that a point. Like I got a song it's going to be on this upcoming project with the Breed song. It's called "I'm Gonna Get You," and I literally wrote that song after I got shot at. You dig? And that was just how I was feeling. Like I was really feeling it. We went to the studio. Shout out to my man Rick Young. He brought out the electric guitar, and man, like it's a rock heavy theme, but like I'm talking some real. Like I'm able to speak my aggression on there. Like you might not hear it as me speaking, but like man, I'm loud, I'm aggressive. I really live that life, you dig, and I don't glorify that life, but like I lived it, Right. I don't talk about selling drugs because that's not who I am, but I sold drugs, you dig. I don't talk about killing folks, but I shot a gun at somebody a couple of times, you dig. So like that's in me, and I know how to tap into that when necessary. So like that's it. It just it really depends, like you said. It just depends on what I got going on. What I wrote a song about milk and cookies because I was hungry. You dig, like so, like you dig, like it just depends.
No, that's fair, and I think to me, I think that's the strength of an artist. Like you could put yourself in a place where not just you living that life, but for you to just experience what you experience, you could tap into your emotions like that. Now, again, that's what separates you from other people, because some people gotta, they gotta conjure up a moment so they can be able to get themselves into a situation where they can write like that or put something down like that, or just get ready to mentally be able to take on certain things. So again, that's what separates you from a lot of other people. So my next deal with you mentioned like projects. So what's on the horizon? This Breed thing is gonna get the rotation it deserves out, not just on Nexxlegacy, but we're gonna try to get elsewhere. But what else do you got going on for yourself?
So I was creating an album back in let's say 2005, and in 2007 I flipped a semi truck. I used to be a truck driver, and I flipped a semi truck in Utica, New York, and man, it was bad. Either way, that's what made me move to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I had to really literally restart my whole life over again, and it put a damper on the album that I was creating. So what I've done now, I'm at a point now where my life has culminated to this point where I'm able to start putting music out again. And first, one of my projects I'm going to do is the EP to the album that I was going to put out. And the EP is just basically what I have so far, minus a couple songs. I didn't want to put a full bunch of songs out there that I was working on, and I just wanted to put this little 5-track EP out there. I'm calling it art form, the EP, and it's basically just me talking about the things that I was going through at that time in my life. It was my first album, so I really wanted it to be well-rounded, and I wanted it to encapsulate where I was at that moment in life. And so, I was writing songs about a little bit of everything. I had a girl track. I had the "I'm Gonna Get You." That song was on there. The Breed song was on there. A couple lyrical songs. I got the song "Codis" on there. And just tapping into where I was at. I wrote a song about my grandma's. A lot of people was all like, that song is one of the coldest songs I heard about somebody's mom since "Dear Mama," and I appreciate that. I wrote it for my grandmas. One of them passed away, but both of them listened to it. So, and they liked the songs, and that was my intentions. I wrote it for my grandmothers, it's called Grandma's Love. And I wanted them to know how I felt, about them having that hand in my life. And once again, I'm able to articulate my thoughts and my feelings to where you can feel it yourself. So, I'm putting those 5 songs out there, and going from there. But when I moved to Pittsburgh, I worked at Guitar Center for a number of years, and I was able to afford a studio. So I had an in-home studio, and I was just doing it because I wanted to continue recording, but I didn't know how to record. I knew the process of recording, but I didn't know anything about mixing and panning and all this other extra stuff. So I'm always going to write songs regardless if I can record them or not. And once I got the studio, I was able to record these songs too. But my thing was that I couldn't get them to the point where they sounded sonically the way that they should be on the industry standard, and because of that, I just never really released them. But I wrote enough songs to where I have 3 EPs that I call sketches, and they're sketches because it's just me sketching out some material, like it's not meant to sound perfect. This is where I was at that time. This is me in the process of being a starving artist and trying to put something out there. So, we're going to do the EP first. The EP is October 19th. And just to tap into what you were talking about earlier about the streaming and everything, it will not be on streaming sites. I will go straightly. You can download it through Bandcamp or go to my website, nuknoe.com, and you can download it there. Or you can contact me and get some physicals, because I'm going physicals. And we're going to do it like that. That's how I want to move forward like this, because it seems to me that, one, if I can go on step on my soapbox right quick, fuck Spotify. You dig? And they not really out there doing what they should do for the artists. You dig? And man, dog, they're paying us 3/3 of a penny and per play, and that doesn't. You need 1 billion streams to get $20, and that's crazy.
Highway robbery.
Even though I'm recording and I make my beats and all this other stuff, I do all that from the house, I'm not receiving what I put into it coming back out of it. So that's why I'm doing physicals, and that's why I'm going direct to consumer with I'm the only place you'll be able to get it. You might be able to stream it off of YouTube or something like that, but you will not be able to stream it off one of those streaming sites. I'm not going to put it out there like that. Majority of my collaborations and my features or whatever will be on the streaming site, but that's you won't find many, if any, solo songs from me on Spotify unless somebody else has something to say about that. If I sold a project to somebody or something like that. But so the sketches projects, that's going to come out after. I say we start dropping those at the beginning of the year, 2026. I'll probably do all 3 at some time during the year. And then I've been working on some other EPs with different producers. So, I got music. I got music. I was working with this A&R. His name is M80. And he actually has access to Celebrity Versus. And, I'm an affiliate to the point that I can sell these verses as well. And I got a couple verses from who is it? Got one with Havoc that's going to be dropping pretty soon.
Okay.
I got one with Cannabis, and I just actually got the mix back from the producer, from my man Don Bartholomew out there in the UK. And I got a couple other songs that got some celebrities. KRS-One, I got one up on Spotify right now with Coogee Rap. You dig? So working with the A&R M80 to I won't say what I was going to say, but we'll just say I'm working with M80, and it's an avenue that I was able to tackle in that way. So just doing it, just staying active at the end of the day, and networking with other artists too. You know, it does cost to do a song with me. You know, I'm relatively cheap at this point, but like, yeah, it does cost to do a song with me. I got 3 mouths to feed, and you know, when I sit down and I write and I record and I mix this song, it's taking out of time that I could be chilling with them and learning them. So yes, you're definitely gonna have to pay me, and I don't have no problem not working with you if I don't get paid.
Damn. There you go, as it should, because to me, a lot of people don't understand that you're right. It is a service that you're presenting. Like, you know, the days of like, oh, can I get a free beat or can I get a free 16 or whatever? Like, it's a business. Like we talked about earlier, you are a brand now. Like, you would be violating your work and code of ethics for yourself if you're not doing something to say, hey, I'm sorry, this is a business. Like, we have to do this way. Like, if you can't understand that, then, you know what, best of luck to whatever you want to do. But right now, we got to do this business first before we celebrate something, and that's important nowadays.
That part. A lot of people don't understand that this is the music business, you dig, and you have to handle your business. You know, I talked to a lot of artists back then and today. They don't even have a publishing company. They don't know nothing about what a performance right organization is. They don't know anything about royalties. They don't know anything about mechanicals, and they don't know anything about none of the things that are to get you paid, you know, and that's on top of they don't know anything about how to structure and write songs. So, you know, like I tend to, it's either you're gonna pay me for some consultations, because I do consultations as well, you know, and I'm not saying I'm that guy, but like I have experience. It's 20 years that I've been doing this exact same thing. I used to throw showcases on in Pittsburgh. So, you know, I'm able to put my own shows together, you know, and actually reach out to other artists and have them come on to perform for shows that I put together, and I wasn't even performing that, you know. So, like, I have that experience, and I'm able to relay that to people that just don't know, you know. So if one of the things if I can drop a jewel right now, one of the things I tell a lot of artists is that if you do not have a registration, if you have not signed up with BMI or ASCAP or CSAC or whoever, if you have not signed up for a performance rights organization so that they can collect your money every time that your songs get played anywhere, then you're basically walking into Walmart and stocking shelves for free. You dig? Like, nobody does that. Why would you go to McDonald's and flip burgers for free? You dig? So like that's what you need to do first. That's your first step. Other than that, you're just doing this for fun, if you ask me.
Exactly. And you gotta, and some people literally, you know, they're getting gamed up right now, or they're like, you know what, I don't wanna do this because it just seems like it's too confusing and complicated. But you and I know it's not. Like, you know, I mean, there's so much game out there in this universe right now that people just got to go look for it or not be afraid of that. And I think that's the most important thing. So, couple more quick questions with NUK, my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. Is, you know, I just have random questions that I throw out to everybody. I've asked different celebrities, and I'm asking you now because you won. I'm always going to put it into a mix of, what is your favorite music decade and why?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You got to pick one decade, bro. You can't pick them all, but one favorite decade, and why is that your favorite decade?
You know what? I'm going to go with the 70s. I'm going to go with the 70s. And the reason I'm going to go with the 70s is because and this is just, you know, this is just being honest. The drugs were so much purer back then that they were able to really tap in and create some of the most beautiful songs ever.
I swear. I love it. I love it. Dude. Oh shit! Everything was just so clean, man. It was just so.
Man, they gave you raw emotions back then. Like I mean, man, think Ray Charles, James Brown, Big Parliament. You did like Average White Band War. I mean, dog, listen, they were giving it to you, dog.
You already know.
Giving it to you, man. Like, yeah.
All right,
Man,
so I bet.
levels.
I bet. 70s to me, authentic. You're right. Everything was clean, pure. Hey, even the bands was rocking, bro. Like the
That part, yeah.
It was
man.
a beautiful decade. So if you could take, my last question is, if you could take a decade, or if you take the decade of the 70s, is there anything in fashion that you would bring back to 2025 from the 70s?
You know what? Look at Bootsy Collins. Bootsy Collins ain't never left. You dig? He's still there.
Still works for him though. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, I one thing that I'm really, I wear glasses, so I'm gonna get some prescription tinted glasses. I want a nice blue hue on my view, and I want to rock it like that. I want to. I'm bald, so I can't do the fro. You did, but even still, there's a thing where you could be gaudy but still have this aura about you, like Michael Jackson with the shiny glove. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. You dig? Like it doesn't have to be too flashy as far as attire, but there's this one thing that just make you just stand out. Like yo, dog. Like when Mike put on the glove, you knew it was about to go down. You dig? Damn, like, for real. Damn
right. It was serious. It was serious business. No doubt. No, I love it. This is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and where can the people find you, bro?
Man, all social media platforms. NUKNOE. You know, you can go to NUKNOE.link, and you can get all of those things I've talked about over the show. You can get my poetry book. You can get the 2 books I've already wrote about music royalties. I got a song. I got a book about manifesting your reality that I wrote as well on there. All of the links. I got my blog on there. The Twitters, the X's, all the social medias are on NUKNOE.link. NUKNO.e. NUKNOE.com. Yeah, go there. That's my webpage. You know, I mean, just follow me on either one of those sites. It'll take you anywhere that you need to, or just if you just want to go somewhere direct, NUKNOE, just type it into one of your social medias. I'm definitely gonna pop up.
Hey man, I'm gonna close by saying this, bro. Like, man, you family now, bro. Like, I mean,
that's what's up.
Family now. It's. I mean, I always tell people to go, you know, fuck with Nexxlegacy, NEXXLEGACY. Just, you know, so you know, I'll hit you, you hit back. You see what the brand is all about, and you're gonna see that it's laced with consistency. It's laced with, like, you know, real shit. And listen, I'm putting this out there to the universe right now. It's gonna be fun working with you on leveling up all brands.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Not just mine and yours, but everybody else who wants to come along. There's gonna be some people that ain't gonna come along. We gonna look at them crazy because y'all just on some other shit. But I'm just saying, like, just the real ones who really and truly wanna pay it forward and just build. You know what I mean? That's just gonna be the mission.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be that way. Shout out to Eyes. I gotta definitely make sure I throw that out there, because if it wasn't for her,
definitely shout out to Eyes.
So that's important to throw out there. But man, it's gonna be fun working with you, bruh. Man, no.
Yeah. I'll tell you like this. I'm all about it. You dig? Like your network is your net worth. You dig? Remember that. So just get out there and meet people. Collaborate, you know, make things happen. You dig? For real, because the saying is, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and that's so true. You know, I've known a lot of people. I've met a lot of people during my time in the music industry, and I've met celebrities. I've met I was. Because I decided to reach out to certain people. That's one thing social media has done for me, honestly. It cut out the middleman. I no longer have to go to somebody's manager to reach out to them directly. I've been hitting up celebrities directly, either on post or in DM for the past 15 years. and or plus 15, 16, 17 years, you know, and I'm able to build a relationship with them directly in that level. And one thing is, my pull-up game is strong. You know, I've truck drived in over 30 states. I just go, man, wherever it is. Like, man, my shout out to my man Angel. You dig? Rough Riders out there in Hawaii. Shout out to C Lim. You know, shout out to the GERD Awards. Shout out to Mac Fab, Mac Tay. Shout out to Nick Gibbs. Shout out to Killjoy. Shout out to man, just shout out to everybody there who's gonna listen to this and be like, "Yo, dog, what the hell are you on?" Yeah. You already know this is what it is.
Love it, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna close by saying thanks, man. I'm gonna look
Yes, sir.
forward.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Not having your records on rotation, but just being able to help see if we can all inspire other people to do more with that shit. Because at the end of the day, like, we can't do it all by ourselves. We need other people around us to surround us with that kind of energy. So, man, I appreciate the energy you give off, bruh. So, looking forward to what's in front of us, bruh. It's gonna be amazing, man. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, bruh. I'll holler at you. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.
Nexxlegacy Radio.